Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking about DGLY, Digital Ally Incorporations. I'm going to go briefly through technical analysis, then I'm going to jump through news and anything I could find on their website, presentations, and what I think about the stock. Let's jump right into it. So on a 1 week perspective, what we get to see here is an MACD that looks like it's actually curving up. It looks like it's attempting a positive reversal. Moving averages have gone from what looks to be like bullish to bearish to back almost attempting to be bullish again. So kind of looks bullish at this current moment. Momentum looks like it's actually curving back up, and willing %R is it's on the negative side. It's overbought, so that's a little bit dangerous. But MACD looks really bullish onto that point. And the MACD and the signal line are getting really close to each other, and it's almost crossing, and that's bullish. Volume is increasing. That's another bullish sign. Now, taking a quick look into a one-day perspective, what we get to see is an MACD that is really strong, really bullish. Moving averages, extremely bullish. Momentum looks really nice. Willing %R was overbought yesterday, continuing a little bit closer to around there, overbought, but decreased a little. And the volume is actually hovering down. We get to see is high volume, lower volume. That's a dangerous sign. ADX though shows in a very, very strong indication of a trend here. But today, even though it's a green candle, it actually dropped in price. So we need to figure out what is the catalyst that is making this one move, right? Why did it start moving on the 27th? And we'll figure that out in the news whether that is actually warranted or not. Moving averages for this one here, unbalanced volume looks really bullish. It's one of the highest it's ever been. Now, the moving average band, it's expected to trade 253 on the top, in the middle 230, and on the bottom 207. Stochastic fast and slow, both of them show that it's actually still on an uptrend. It hasn't dropped yet, and it looks like it might have another leg. That's just based on the stochastic fast and slow, but there's other factors to determine this one. Fibonacci Retracement supports and resistances. Current support sits at 217, current resistance 311, followed by 387 on the Fibonacci Retracement. Next thing is support and resistances. Current resistance is sitting somewhere around the 293 cent mark, followed by the 305, and then followed by we're looking at 341 and 390. Significant supports, which is something we're more interested in, we're looking at somewhere around 282, 275, not much action going around there, 258, and then all the way down to 243, 232, and we're looking at 210. Now let's take a quick look into the presentation, right? What do these guys make? All right, Video Solutions. So basically, they kind of work for, let's say, Amazon services, partnerships, police, Royal Caribbean International, basically surveillance, if you think about it. Commercial fleet, law enforcement, situational security. So surveillance, security, etc. So their business is law enforcement products is around 53% for the business, commercial fleet is around 11%, and recurring services, law enforcement, and commercial is 36% of their business. And so when it goes to law enforcement, they have different products. EV's OHD, FleetVU HD, which is a body cam, and the DVM 800, which is a car cam, or a dash cam, sorry. And so it has kind of all that kind of all-around service per se. Now with AWS, you have basically either a cloud, or cloud service, which runs on Amazon Web Services, or a hybrid, which is either a local service and backed up on the cloud, or just local, which is evidenced locally on premises. Next thing is commercial fleet, and this goes towards basically very similar dash cams, trackers, and body cams. It also works on the cloud services using their FleetVU Manager, which basically gets you to track whoever you want or of your fleet online. Next thing is basically it says that, you know, it minimizes your liability risk with severity of the accidents going down by 79%, frequency is half the time, and a study showed a reduction of motor vehicle violations accident by 75%, significant reduction of at-risk behavior. Now, there has been a lot of different things going on in terms of testimonials inside the presentation. I'm not going to go through that. Situational security, this goes towards, again, body cam, IP cameras, and PTZ cameras, which is basically surveillance camera. And in terms of their financials, they're deployed in all 50 states with more than 30 other countries worldwide. Over 9,000 of the 18,500 total reinforcements agencies in the USA already work with them. 18 domestic direct sales representatives, more than 30 international distributors, and 2 individual international customers topped in their ranked 5 customers. And so when we're looking at cash, we're looking at 16.2%, $16.2 million, 25 out of $25 million, more than 50% out of that is their cash. Next thing, basically looking into their highlights. I'm not going to go towards their capitalization, but things including their auto activation related patents and law enforcement and the patents in the portfolio, they have quite a bit that makes them substantial compared to other providers out there. New safety products launch is including hygiene related ones, so sanitizers, disinfectants from what I see, first aid solutions. Also, one very important one is the ThermoView, which is a thermal detection for temperatures, so that is exciting. Now, let's take a quick look into their SEC filings. So, first of all, this is their website, so you can go around and basically find information that I did say before. Let's take a quick look into their SECs, and I noticed that there's nothing significant. I mean, things that are significant onto this one here is new orders, announcing partnerships, etc, etc, etc. It's basically the same thing going on, which is not something bad. You actually want to go on with this, but at some point, it becomes almost priced in. And you want to make sure that that's not the case. The Wani Police Department, they have around 34 upgrades and around 8, for their body cameras and 18 DVM 800 system trackers and storage units. That is been sold, I think, on the PR is on the 30th of October, so not long time ago. Next thing, October 1st, this is the DGLY awarded notable contract with Fort Eustis Air Force with around 100 body cams and 14 DVM 800s in-car digital audio and video systems, including as well 14 patented VuLink automation activation systems and access to their platform. Next, that was all the way back in September 21st, is their sizable order for the ThermoView, which is basically the non-contact temperature screening device. And this one went to around 42 devices, and it's basically in Lynn County, represents the first municipality to actually deploy them countywide, and it's placed in courthouses, county offices, senior centers, etc. Next thing coming up is their Major League Soccer customer that was all the way back in August 25th, and they basically bought some to use them for MLS when they come back online. Now, one thing for the votes is that it seems that they're trying to push for more shares. Now, that usually screams offering, but I'll kind of put it a little bit in the background there for something to worry about in the future, but not in the near future. Now comes into the question into what's going on next with this one. Not much, I would say. It already jumped from around 87 to around the $3 mark. It's at a dangerous level right now where there's no significant supports at this level, unless you're talking about maybe the 262. The idea of this one here is, and from what I've seen in a lot of chat rooms and buzzes about it, is Trump wins, they're gonna get a lot more police into the force, more funding in there, and maybe some more dash cam fundings and stuff goes to it. The other one is, if Biden wins, he would want to keep these officers accountable for the Black Lives Matter movements, etc., and to keep more records of these kind of situations that happen, so you have more access to that kind of evidence information. Even though they always usually have their body cams and to shut it off, but for the sake of argument, that is the two kind of argument sides for this catalyst. So either way, they expect it to run based on these two arguments, but I think a lot of it is priced in at this point. You need to be very, very cautious. What I'm saying here when being cautious and priced in, look at the volume. It's actually decreasing, and that's scary. So what you want to look at is in the morning if volumes go back and jump up. If they kind of die down, that's a dangerous sign, because we should know at least what's going on with the elections, at least by this evening. So if volumes start to die, I'll definitely go out. If volumes start to pick up, I would probably stay in and start phasing out a little. So what is probably the point target for this? Probably you're going to be looking at the 392, $1 extra from where they are. So around 25% jump is the room for growth for this one, in my opinion. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Should I subscribe and like? You have a wonderful day.